All right, we are live, I believe.
Not yet.
Yeah, it's going live, and boom. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Tech Solutions. Thank you guys again for joining us. I don't think you guys could see us very clear over here, but whoa. Alrighty, but we are live. Let me go ahead and see if I can see everyone's screen, if they can all see me. Alright, let's focus it on this real quick. Alright, so alright, so I hope you guys are all having an amazing day. Pretty much, this is Justin. This is one of the admins of TechBud Solutions. He's actually one of my partners for TechBuds now. He's one that has helped me out a lot with the whole legality of TechBuds and getting everything set up. So if you guys ever see him around, he's going to be one that's going to be assisting me with this lesson library. So we got Liftber calling me Mr. Worldwide. So what's going on, guys? So pretty much, let me go ahead and do a little quick introduction. If you guys don't know who it is that I am, my name is Ricky. We have a group, it's TechBud Solutions. We have a little bit over 48,000 members that we provide a free networking group for, and that's really how it all started. It started a little bit over a year and a half ago, and it started after I bought my first house and my GTR. I felt like I wasn't really fulfilled with everything that I've accomplished. I felt like I was missing a big part of my life. Again, I was 21 years old, so what is it that I was really missing? But it came down to the understanding that I wanted to surround myself with like-minded individuals. So I started to network with people that shared the same interests, which later led to TechBud Solutions. We're at 1,000 members at the beginning of this year, and about 9 months later, 10 months later, we're nearly at 50,000 members within our closed Facebook group. Thank you guys again for all the support. It's been a huge kind of just, it's been a very, it's been one of the most amazing years of my entire life because of the growth that I've been able to see as for myself as, as an entrepreneur, and also just as an individual, and being able to see the positive impact that I can have on people's lives. So if you guys are joining us for the first time for our Sunday Stock Talk, this is where we meet up weekly, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is, we meet up weekly on Sunday Stock Talk. As you guys can tell, I'm really nervous. But pretty much we meet on I don't know why. I usually don't get nervous at all. So pretty much what it comes down to, our Sunday Stock Talks are designed to get getting prepared for the entire week, right? So the market is open Monday through Friday, so we pretty much meet up and come together as a group, and we talk about what stocks to look out for the entire Sunday Stock Talk, and kind of best practices, techniques to look for, and I answer a couple questions and stuff like that. So you might be wondering why, if you guys can see the live chat, or if you guys are joining us for the first time, you might be wondering why so many people are asking so many different questions. But it comes down to, we're going to be launching a lesson library. It's going to be one of the first lesson libraries, or the first thing that I really ever have launched before. So I wanted to give you guys a very quick breakdown, and then I did want to let you guys know, like I told you guys yesterday, that when it comes down to the members that have been with us for this past year and a half for TechBud Solutions, you guys are going to be receiving a discount on the lesson library. I am offering a mentorship for the first 300 people, and that is something that I think I'm the most excited about. It's been it's been such an amazing experience, especially within the past month to 2 months, because I opened my consultation calls, right? And I started having these one-on-one video calls with individuals, and I started following up with them on a weekly basis, and being able to see the positive impact that I can have on them when holding them accountable to certain rules or techniques that they came up with, and I'm just there to pretty much guide them in the right direction and talk to them about best practices that I've excelled in, and mistakes that I've made for them to not have to make the same mistakes and lose money and stuff like that. And overall, it's just it's been such an amazing experience, that because of the requests and the majority of requests of the members within TechBud Solutions, as you guys could see by the live chat, and by, if you guys are joining us via Facebook, all this is happening right now in the YouTube live stream. It really comes down to the understanding that we have so many people within TechBud Solutions that it gets kind of difficult, especially for people that are just getting started, to learn the ropes, because some of us are so advanced that we can't really, kind of helping each individual out can kind of almost set us back, because we have to spend so much time doing that. With that being said, I thought, how amazing would it be to develop a series of structured video lessons, which I call lesson library, and kind of just give people a detailed and straight to the point, right, kind of video course where I talk about my best practices, I talk about what has led to my success, and I talk about the mindset that I like to have when approaching and investing in any market. So that's really just it. I started TechBud Solutions with making it free and accessible for everyone because I wanted everyone to have a chance to be successful in the market. Now, because of this mentorship and because of this lesson library, I didn't want to be like every other guru that excels in a market and charge thousands of dollars when trying to see. The biggest thing that I can say is, when it comes down to wanting to invest in a market, how are you supposed to ask an individual, especially those that are trying to succeed in these markets, that, okay, we'll spend $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 in this video course, and you will learn how to be successful. Well, it's never guaranteed. And how is it that you're supposed to ask someone to invest these thousands of dollars into a market that, not everyone sees, success in? And when it comes down to that, it's just, putting up that initial dollar value just didn't seem very surreal, didn't seem very real to me. Understanding that, that's why I developed this lesson library, and that's why I want it to be accessible for everyone. And that's really just it. So what I'm going to be doing right now, if you guys are joining us from the Facebook group, if you guys are joining us from, from Facebook, or if you guys are joining us just within the YouTube live stream, I'm going to get the website ready for you guys, and I'm going to provide you the link. For the members that are joining us from TechBud Solutions, you guys are going to get a coupon code that's going to give you a discount off the lesson library, and that is what I'm going to hand over right now. Let's see. There we go. And give me one quick second. I'm going to provide it for you in just 1 second. Alrighty. And here we go. I'm going to post it in the announcement sections of the Discord group chat. Here's the link to the lesson library. Post it, and then I'm going to put the coupon code. Coupon code is, should we just say it?
Say it.
All right, so the coupon code is, I actually just want to show it. I have Kyle commenting. There we go. And there we go. If you guys can see it, I'm going to post it here again. And there we go. So the coupon code, I'm going to share it now so you guys can see where it is. I posted it, and we are live. Let's go ahead and pop this up, and you guys are going to be able to see the coupon code. So here we go. The coupon code is TechBuds50. So TechBuds50 is going to get you an additional $50 off the lesson library. And very quick, for those that are joining us right now, I do want to let you guys know that for those that are clicking on the link, it's going to be the first 300 people that I'm going to be able to offer the mentorship. So for people that are asking where is the link posted, it's in the Facebook group, it's in the YouTube live stream, and it's in the Discord group chat under announcements. So those are the 3 places that I've placed it. I don't know if you want to answer people's questions and just get them in the right direction, but pretty much these are the incentives for those that are joining us for the first 300 people. So you're going to have access to the structured video lesson, which is going to pretty much condense all the 500 videos that I have on YouTube. They're all brand new videos that I just filmed, and they get straight to the point. With my live streams, there's a lot of talk, and sometimes, when it comes down to it, time is money, right? And over 500 videos, and my average video is about 30 minutes. That's not time that everyone has to dedicate to learn about a market. Therefore, I condensed everything. I put it into a structured video lesson on the way that I wish I was taught when it comes down to trading the stock market. And I'm going to continue adding to it as the time goes. But with what it is that I have there now, it's over 50 video lessons, a little bit over 5.5 hours of content. and it comes down to you will have access for the first 300 people that sign up. You will have access to a private group chat. It will provide a channel where we do solely Q&As. We're going to be doing this 2 days, 2 times a day, and we're going to do it Monday through Friday. They're going to be set in certain times. Therefore, both the people that can trade when the market is open and for those that have full-time jobs that have to, wait till after they get out of work, I'm going to make it for 30-minute sessions at, 30 minutes right after the market opens. We're going to have one session, and then it's going to be about 4 or 5 hours after the market closes. The times are all set. We're going to do another 30-minute section, and that is to accommodate both people that, trade full-time that are, live during the market, and also for those that are joining us, after they have their day job. So that's pretty much to accommodate them. I'm going to have an announcement section that, can keep you up to date on what it is that I'm doing and, what it is that I'm trading. I'm also going to have a channel within that private group chat that's going to be weekly trade ideals. So I'm going to do it on a weekly basis and pretty much break down each and every stock, and you guys are going to have a section that's structured, giving you a better understanding on how it is that, what it is that I'm trading and the reason why. Again, this lesson library and this mentorship program is not something that I'm going to use to spoon feed any of you. It comes down to the people that we want in this lesson library are those that are truly going to want to take trading to the next level. The reason that I chose the ASU Polytechnic campus, it's much smaller class sizes, and I think that's that's the approach that I'm trying to take. We have so many different members within TechBet Solutions that we're in all different experience levels. Understanding that, I want to make sure that those that see value in it can join us in this lesson library and this mentorship program and can be a part of that progress. Just imagine a bunch of people that have the same understanding of the stock market as myself. The money that we would save from all the losses and little mistakes that they make. Losses and mistakes that they would make. Overall, what we plan on doing is focusing on consistent growth. I plan on identifying areas of opportunity for themselves, and also letting them know what their strong areas are and just guiding them in the right direction. Now, when it comes down to, like I said, the lesson library has all the structured videos. And then we're also going to have a structured content where we go over frequently asked questions and the 3 biggest principles that I try to emphasize on, and that is, trend identification, risk management to minimize loss, and then the proper planning and execution. I will have everything structured perfectly for you guys to make it super easy to just have access to, and that's pretty much all broken down in the lesson library and in the mentorship program. So obviously we're going to get more than 300 people that are going to be signing up for this lesson library, and for those that are going to be asking, so what does that have, what does it have to do? So when it comes down to, after the 300 people are met for the first month, what happens to the remaining 300? So when it comes down to the remaining 300, we're going to take people in sessions of 300 people at a time, meaning that once we're done with the first 300 people, I plan to, follow up with those 300 people, but then me and the lesson library team, we're going to be following up with the following 300 people and take sessions at sets of 300, and that's really just it. So a couple people are asking, is it going to be that $300 a month? So no, it's a one-time charge, and you will have access. There is no monthly subscription. Again, this isn't anything to something that people were asking me was like, hey, can it be, can I pay you monthly, or is this going to be a monthly subscription? It is a one-time charge, and you have access to all the content, and then you do have access to a 1-month membership with me. I'm not charging any monthly subscriptions. I'm not here to do anything like that. It is a one-time charge, and you have access to everything as a part of this group. One of the biggest parts and one of the biggest reasons I think people have messaged me so much about the mentorship is because how many, so we have a couple people confirming their sign up and stuff like that. So thank you again. When it comes down to, I'm going to be straightforward with you guys. One of the biggest things about choosing who it is that you want, who you want to mentor you, right? There's no question that there's a series of successful day traders. There's hundreds and thousands of them, right? They're all over the world. What is it that this individual provides for you that you see value? One of the biggest things that I've noticed that people really like about myself is that I'm very open-minded, and I always try to take advantage of every opportunity in every market. And that's something that I emphasize in this lesson library, because I want to make sure that the concepts that the people learn in this lesson library can make them thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in different markets. We talk about the concept of buying and reselling different products. We talk about starting your own business. We talk about investing in real estate. I want to make sure that you guys understand that it's not just one market that you can excel in. Just like myself, we can excel in a series of markets, but it's having the proper mindset and understanding the proper concept on how to be successful. And that is what it is that I'm going to be providing. So that's pretty much it. Other than that, thank you guys again for that's pretty much it. I'm going to get straight to the Sunday stock talk just to make sure that we provide that same value like we normally do when it comes down to doing the recap. So again, and for all the people that are asking, I'm going to do exactly, if not more, for the TechBud Solutions group than what I currently do. This is aside from TechBud Solutions. I'm going to be, again, this is just like a small structured type of mentorship program that, based on my request from the number of people that are part of TechBud Solutions, have requested. But other than that, I will continue my role 100% as the group leader for TechBud Solutions. I will still continue to upload my 2 daily videos every single day, or 2 daily videos that I upload Monday through Friday, and then my 1 upload on the weekends. I will continue to do that because, again, we started off with the understanding that I'm here to provide value for people in the masses. I'm here to spark interest in people and to expose people to different markets that you could excel in. And that's what I'm going to continue to do, and that's what TechBud Solutions is going to continue to do. This is simply for those that need that one-to-one mentorship. Again, this is all for people that need it and see value in it. If you are struggling and if you don't have the money right to sign up for this mentorship, 100%, this should not be something that, if this is all your money that you should go for it, that this is not something that you should be signing up for. The reason why is I always encourage people to have some form of stability before investing in anything. You need money to make money, and that's definitely something that I've talked to you guys about. I want to make sure that I guide you guys in the right direction, and for those that see value in it, great. And for those that don't, I will, 100% continue to do it, what it is that we do here at TechBud Solutions, and that is provide, I will continue to provide the same, if not better, value for the TechBud Solutions group altogether. So for everything else that you guys are saying, again, all the links are in the Discord group chat under the announcement section to the Facebook group, and I will post it one more time so you guys have access to it for the coupon code. Oh, I think I forgot to include one thing. You guys are all going to get an email, and for the first 300 people that sign up, get a $50 affiliate code. I don't know if I've disclosed that. I actually didn't want to disclose that yesterday because I didn't want a bunch of people just to sign up for the affiliate code, but I wanted to make sure that we grasped the attention for the people that saw value in the lesson library. But to give you guys an incentive, I'm going to give you guys a $50 affiliate code that we'll be following up with a message on once you guys get all set up. So other than that, let's go ahead and go right to it. So for all those that are asking, all the links are posted if you guys want to get right to it. So let me go ahead and we're going to start breaking down some stocks. Do you guys mind if we, continue with the Sunday stock talk, and we will go from there. So let me go ahead and break down my, give me 1 second. Boom, boom, boom. Alrighty, so people are asking, how old am I? I'm 22 years old. If you guys don't know who it is that I am, feel free to become familiar with me. That, browse in my YouTube channel, and you guys can look around and see everything that it is that I do. So we invest in a series of markets. Stock market is one of the most popular one, but yeah, that's really just it. Okay, and for those that are asking or saying right now, oh man, I signed up and I didn't use the $50 off code, 100% feel free to message me within the Discord group chat, and I'm going to get you that discount where I'll refund $50. Yeah, so I'll get Justin all that information just so we can get back to you. I want to make sure that you guys all understand that for all those that are part of TechBud Solutions, all of you guys deserve at least the minimum of that $50 discount and then that $50 affiliate code that we're going to be sending out to you. So let's go ahead and Adam is saying, I like your content, keep it up. I appreciate it, brother. I really do. So let's get right to it. If you guys don't mind, we're going to start off with the Sunday stock talk. So again, this is a breakdown of pretty much the top stocks that I see valuing for this upcoming week. I'm going to talk a little bit about last week and what I'm looking forward to this week. There's very few stocks that I'm going to be focused on for my swing trades this upcoming week, but I think because it's going to be so simple, it gives us less to overwhelm ourselves with. So therefore, we're going to be focusing more on what it is that we see value in, and that's really just it. So if you, Justin, just want to manage the group chat and answer people's questions, that would be great and kind of guide them in the right direction. So just feel free to reach out to Justin, and he's going to be the one that's going to be answering all your questions as I break down the stocks for our Sunday stock talk. So let's go ahead and get right to it. So one of the top stocks for this week was LINU. Was trading at $1, hit highs of $3. And $3 was a previous support, previous resistance was $3.50. Understanding that, do I think that this is going to continue to hold, or do I think that this is going to most likely pull back? Something that it did very well with on Friday is the hold that it had. Let me just make sure that I know you guys don't even want to see me. Let's just make sure, okay. So overall, it comes down to the overall support that it built here at around $2.20, $2.25. If you guys can see, overall throughout the day on Friday, after it had this huge pump for LINU, I'm not too sure if you guys joined us for the live stream, but we caught it when it was at $1.50, hit highs of $3.20 at the peak of the day. Understanding that, we waited for the pullback, and then I called out the bounce off the purple VWAP. Purple VWAP is an indicator that I use as a support when it's coming down from the red VWAP, but when it's bouncing from the gold VWAP and it approaches the purple VWAP, that acts as a resistance. Understanding that, now it's actually seen somewhat of a support here at 220, but it's below the purple VWAP. So I'm going to wait for the break above the purple VWAP before I would choose to take a position on this specific trade. Understand that I'm really going to just set my alerts. The margin that I see here is I do see this to have potential as long as the demand is still there, meaning that it still continues to see more buyers than sellers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my alert when it breaks below 221, and also I'm going to set my alert if it breaks below above 240. And Justin, let me know if anyone has any specific questions, and I'd be more than happy to respond. So for those that are joining us on Facebook right now, again, the link is on this post, and you guys can join us on Facebook so you guys can see what it is that's on my screen. Now let's go ahead and move on to AMD. AMD did a very good job holding above the golden VWAP the entire day. Again, intraday, I tried to focus on the bounces off the golden VWAP as they're pretty good indicators on when to buy in for a bounce, at least based on my experience. Understanding that, I still think that AMD is still way overpriced. I don't think the potential for profit is really worth it at the price point. So if we look at AMD overall where it stands, doing a simple 10-day analysis, when I called it out when it was at $12 and even $12.50, now it's at $13 and $13.50. That's mainly its resistance. So if we focus on a 30-day analysis, this is usually where it peaks out at. Understanding that, I don't want to buy in where it peaks out at. I want to buy in closer to the support around $12 to $12.50. So what I'm going to be waiting for now is simply the break below $13 and wait for it to come to the price point that I'm comfortable with. And it's as simple as that. So let's go ahead and get right to it. And that's really just it. I'm also going to set my alert if it happens to break above 1350 because I want to be kept up to date if it sees an upward trend or if it actually sees a pullback. So now the next one of the most popular ones that were talked about this entire week, and it has to come down to it making all like new lows. So if we look at a 180-day analysis, we can see that UGAZ, the previous support, was at about $10.13. It did drop below $10, and it started to see somewhat of an upward trend from that initial drop. Is it still 100% seen an upward trend? No. It needs to break and hold above $10 before I consider buying in again. Understanding that, I feel like it does offer a lot more potential for profit than potential for loss, and it's with the simple understanding that if I do a 20-day analysis, it's been seeing a consistent downward trend, and that's why I'm not labeling UGAZ as a good buy, and that's why I did not hold UGAZ over the weekend. Now, let me just break this down for you real quick. I see $10 to be an overall support. Therefore, it's going to become a resistance as it's seeing that upward trend. If you can see it had that bounce at around 977, it's trying to see that upward trend. And if you can see this MACD indicator, it's starting to curve back in, indicating that it's most likely going to put a signal that it's a good time to buy when it most likely breaks above $10. Does it mean 100% that it's going to see an upward trend and continue to rise? No, and that's why you wait for the validation. That's why I wait for the validation. So something that I'm going to wait for is for the break above EMA and for it to start truly showing signs of an upward trend. With that being said, I think $12 to $12.50 would be an ideal sell point. And when it does break above EMA and it shows signs of an upward trend, I feel like the reward/risk would be worth it. So with that simple understanding, from $10 to let's just say $12, from 10 to 12, it offers 20% potential. So all last week when it came down from lows or highs of $12 to lows of 10, it lost 20% for those that held. But now because, again, I didn't hold, and I hope a majority of you didn't, bag hold the stock as it saw that huge downward trend, because we're supposed to be cutting our losses right away. At least that's what I do. So it's up to you on how you guys formulate risk. Something that I really like to focus on is keeping your losses small and making sure that your potential for profit is always much greater. I feel like my potential for profit from $10 to $12 is 20%. What is it that I'm willing to risk compared to the reward? Well, I know that the potential for profit is 20%. I know the overall support is at 977. So I'm going to keep it very simple. If I buy in when it breaks above the EMA, it'll be most likely around 1010. Let's say I buy in at my entry at 1010. My potential for profit from 10 to 12 will most likely be anywhere around from, let's see exactly. It's going to be from 1010 to 12. It's going to be about 15.8% potential for profit. My potential for loss, if I plan to cut my losses at where the lowest point it's been, it's 3.43%. So therefore, let's say I'm investing $1,000. My potential for profit is closer to 15%, so it's going to be closer to $159. My potential for loss is about $34. Is that worth the investment for you? That's the easiest way for you to break it down. Understand the potential for profit, understand the potential for loss. If you think that this investment is worth taking, then simply formulate a plan. Identify a good buy point, identify a good sell point, and where you would cut your losses. Also identify when is it going to be showing signs of an upward trend. For me, it's when it breaks above the EMA and it starts showing signs of an upward trend. I wouldn't even mind, selling at $11, because we could see at its previous high, $11 was a resistance. So therefore, if I can go from $10 to $11, that's still 10% potential for profit. Therefore, it's still, again, more profit reward compared to the risk reward or the potential for risk. So therefore, I think UGAZ for this upcoming week does offer a lot of potential if it starts showing signs of an upward trend. If it continues to see a downward trend and it breaks below 977, I won't even consider buying it. I'm going to most likely consider buying its inverse ETF, which is DGAZ. So it's with that simple understanding that I break down the stock, I identify a margin of profit, I set up certain criteria that the stock has to meet before I consider purchasing it. And then once it meets that criteria, then I can be like, okay, well now because I met my criteria and now because the reward/risk is still worth it for me, then I'm going to simply, go ahead and take a position and go from there if that's what I decide to do. If not, and it doesn't meet any of my criteria and it continues to see a downward trend, I'm not going to force it and I'm going to move on from there. So I set my alerts, and now let's talk about TEVA. This is also another gapper that has been showing signs of an upward trend after its huge drop that it had from $18. I'm not too sure if you guys remember, but I actually called this one out on, I think, Wednesday or Thursday. It was when one of our new traders, I told you he's going to be one that's going to be doing like the Robinhood challenge. He took a position from like 1850 to 1885. Overall, it had a huge pullback all the way back down to $16 and then found its support at around 1560. From that point forward, if you could see, it started seeing an upward trend and then it finally broke above the EMA. We could see that now it's starting to show signs of an upward trend, but it has not broken above $16, and that's what I'm waiting for. This is where all my alerts are set. I want to make sure that it's building that cup and handle, and since it's seeing that cup, when it does end up seeing that cup and handle, then I would be like, okay, well again, it validated the support, it started seeing signs of an upward trend, and I'm investing in a stock that's seen an upward trend. That's something that is worth it for me. What's my potential for profit, and what's the risk involved when taking a position on TEVA? I want to make sure that it's worth it. Again, this is something that goes through my head every time before I take a position. So again, I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say you're investing $10,000. $10,000, if you buy in when it breaks above 16, the potential for profit based on its previous peak is highs of $19. It was there about 3 to 4 days ago. Understanding that your potential for profit from its current price point to hit highs of 19 is about 18%. So you have an 18% potential for profit. What's your potential for loss? Well, if you decide to get in at 16 and you stop loss out when it goes below 15.58, then your potential for loss is 2.2%. Oh, I'm sorry, that was 268. So your potential for loss is 2.58%. So out of $10,000, you're going to be risking 2.58%, which is going to break down to, if I'm not mistaken, that's 250, right? Yeah, 2.8%, yeah, of $10,000 is $258, and your potential for profit compared from 16 to 19 is 1,800, pretty much almost $19,000. Understanding that, again, I guess that's an extreme example. Let's put into perspective of $1,000. If you're investing $1,000, your potential for profit, if it goes exactly like planned, is $186, and your potential for loss is about $24. Therefore, is your potential for profit much greater than your potential for loss? Is it something that you think is worth taking if it meets all your criteria? If it is, then great. And if it's not, then you simply don't have to take the position. And that's up to you as the investor. Again, invest in what you understand and don't in what you don't. Always have a true understanding of the risk involved. Alrighty. So I'm so sorry. So there's a couple questions.
I have a few ones you need.
Yeah, we have a couple questions that people are asking. So people are asking, what is EMA? EMA is this blue line, this blue indicator that I use right here. So when it comes down to that, the blue indicator that I use, it's the moving average exponential. It's a study that I've added. So if you guys want to look up my video, it's how to set up TOS, which is Thinkorswim, and it shows you exactly how I have mine set up with this, exact settings and everything like that. So that goes into exact detail and tells you, and I break it down on why it is that I see value in the certain indicators that I use. Also in the lesson library, I do go into detail about the whole mechanics of everything that has to do with my whole Thinkorswim setup. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. I'm going to set my alerts, or all my alerts are set here. My alert is set if it breaks the support. My alert is set if it breaks above 16. And my alert is set if it breaks above pre-market highs, which were 1631. So let's go ahead and move on to JNUG. So JNUG has consistently been seeing a downward trend. Again, this thing does offer a lot of potential for profit, but it's not showing any signs of an upward trend anytime soon. So therefore, why are you going to invest your money into something that hasn't been moving much? With that being said, it really does look like it's been consolidating down here. It looks like it almost has a triple bottom support here around that $17 to $18 price point. And once it breaks, what I'm waiting for is the break above 20. When it does a break above 20, I'm looking for all this margin of profit from 20 to 26. That's about 24 to 25% potential for profit from 20 to 26. Right now it's at $19. But the reason that I have not been liking it is because it's been flatlining here at around the $17 to $19 price point for about a week to 2 weeks. Therefore, I really want to invest in JNUG, but only when it starts showing signs of an upward trend. So Friday, it had an amazing day. It really pulled up, and a lot of our traders were able to benefit off that pump that it had, and that's great. But for a long-term swing trade that I plan to invest anywhere from $5 to $7,000, then it comes down to I want to make sure that it's truly showing signs of an upward trend before I take a position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my alert here if it drops below $19, and I'm going to set an alert if it breaks above 20. So I think Justin wants me to answer a question.
Yeah.
You want to show it to me?
Yeah, we have to check out GNCA.
All right, so let's go ahead and check that out. So GNCA was one that I called out last week for one of the top stocks for October. The reason or the way that I actually discovered that stock was you guys saw I have a swing scanner and it looks for huge gaps. And if you can see, there's no surprise that GNCA had a previous support here at $4, was at a pretty decent price point, had a really nice pump to highs of almost $7, and then broke that support at $5 and pumped all the way down to $1.13. We called out the break at $1.50, and so did a lot of our traders. With that being said, when it broke above $1.50, it ended up touching $2, and then it had a little bit of a pullback. Long term, it's still holding above EMA, so it does have a lot of more margin to make up. but I'm going to wait for the break above $2. So that's a great question that you guys asked. I'm going to set my alert for the break above $2 and make sure that I'm getting in GNCA when it's seeing that demand really pour in. And I think when it breaks above $2, that's going to be a critical price point where we can see another pump of 50 cents. And again, if I see any form of indication that when I get in at $2 that it's kind of peaking out, then I'll cut my losses very quick. But I definitely do think because of the potential and that margin that it has to make up from $2 to $4, it offers 51% potential. From my call out that I had when it had that bottom at $1.13, I mean it's almost up based on its current price point. Yeah, it's almost up a little bit over 70 cents. So from my call out, from when I called it out from October on why I saw potential in this stock, it's up almost 40 cents, a little bit over 70%. So I think that was an amazing call out. But again, just because I call out a stock does not mean that any of you should trade it. This is me just talking about my best practices, how I see value in stocks, and why it is that I see value. I just want you guys to focus on my thought process and focus less on what it is that I'm trading or what it is that I see value in. I want to make sure that you guys understand that we're all unique traders and we all have unique strategies that we see value in. And something that might work for me might not work for Justin. And understanding that, you want to make sure that you're solely investing in something that you see value in and that you understand the risk involved. And that's one of the biggest pieces of advice that I can have for you long term. So do we have another suggestion?
Yeah. Can you go to the live chat real quick on YouTube?
Yeah.
Can you
Where?
really?
Someone created a channel.
I know, he's been going nuts. I've been removing him over and over, and everyone's been roasting him. So shout out to everyone who roasts.
That's hilarious. I'm sorry about that, guys. They have so much time in their hand. They created a YouTube channel.
Unbelievable.
That's what, if these people that spam and these people that spam our group chats or even our live streams, just imagine how much more successful they would be if they would invest their time doing something productive. That's the most hilarious thing.
Okay, I have another one for you. HMNY.
I knew you were going to say that. That's a really popular one.
I actually had it on my watch list as
yeah.
well.
This is one that, wow. So if you guys could see from the bounce that it had at $2, the overall support, it's been seeing nothing but an upward trend from there. I'm going to focus and get a little bit closer. It's been seeing a consistent upward trend, but if you guys can see, even in that long-term breakdown, it comes down to it does experience a little bit of pullbacks. If you guys can see what I'm talking about, it's been seeing a consistent upward trend, but wow, dude, hey, just a minute, yeah, from $2.40 it's up to highs of $16.23, 660% profit. There was actually one of our traders, and I'm gonna shout him out. I forgot what his I think his name was Cisco, and he DM'd me before this specific stock, HMNY, had this huge pump, and he truly looked into the fundamentals of the company and truly told me, hey, look, I'm really considering getting a big chunk of this company because I truly believe in it based on what I've read, and that's huge. Because he truly understood. He exposed me to the stock. He was like, hey, look, I really see value in this specific stock. He had information about the CEO. He had information on why the company was going to do so well. And that's the whole point of investing in what you understand and what you see value in. So really quick, it looks like this was a previous support. I like breaking down I'm not going to do every single one, but it looks like it's been increasing by every $2. This one pumped up for $4. So if you guys could see, every time that it has like a margin of 50 cents, so when it would pump and break above $6, it would hit a resistance at 8, and then it would break above 8, and then build a support at 8, and then have a resistance at 10. When it break above 10, it would build a resistance at 12, have a support at 10, break above 12, build a resistance at 14, build a support at 12. Do you guys see that trend, that margin? And now it broke at 16. So definitely not a surprise. So what's most likely going to happen? Well, not 100%, but based on its previous trend, if it continues this trend of these, $2 pumps and $1 pullback, $2 pumps and then the $2 pullbacks, every time that it sees a pump of $2 or $4, it pulls back about $2 and then it flatlines, it consolidates, and then it sees another pump. So I think right now, based on its previous pump that it had, we're most likely going to experience a pullback to anywhere of $14, hopefully of $12, so we can get in at a better price point. but most likely it's going to try to come back up to $14. So what I'm going to put my alerts on is when it breaks below 15. I would like to see a little bit more of a pullback before I decide to buy in. With that being said, I think, well, just in case it ends up continuing seeing an increase, I want to make sure that I'm kept up to date with this specific stock. So I think that's a great call out from you guys. That you guys wanted me to break down the stock. I hope that you guys could see the trend that I see, but I do see, I mean, my RSI indicator is indicating that it's more oversold. My MACD indicator is indicating that it's most likely going to see a downward trend from this point forward, and that's exactly what happened on its previous trend. It peaked out, hit the resistance at $14. MACD indicator resistance showed the same signs, started seeing a downward trend. MACD indicator peaked and then started curving back in, and that's when we really started to consolidate and then seeing that upward trend. Now again, we've reached our peak, and now we're most likely going to try to see a downward trend, and that's really just it. So other than that, I think that we're pretty much prepared for HMNY. Do we have another one? Oh, dude, we can't do all those. He literally has a list of like
I'll think of the top
10 to 15 stocks.
Do MU real quick. That's
MU?
Yeah.
All right. Dude, you're pulling like I'm going to be here all night.
Give the people what they want.
Right? All right, so overall resistance here at $40. Previous resistance here at $38. Why does this one sound so familiar?
Traded before.
No.
I have.
All right, so it looks like its previous resistance and new support now is around $39. It's been seeing like a really solid upward trend, so that's been good, and it doesn't really see pullbacks, and that's the thing that, I mean, if like when it sees a really solid upward trend, it did see a pullback. That was a pretty solid pullback. It was a $2 pullback, but I mean that's not even that much for how consistent this thing has been rising. So that's pretty solid. So overall support right now is right around $39. If we can see that $2 pullback how I did previous, I mean, that would be nice to get in at around $39. Oh, I got the spinning ball of death. But if not, then overall resistance currently is $40. And if it continues its upward trend, then I wouldn't see why it wouldn't continue to see an upward trend. We have the MACD indicator showing that it's most likely going to continue its upward trend. That's, wow. This thing has just been pushing so hard. So this is a really good call out, and I'm going to add this one to my watch list. I really like the setup on this one. It's just been non-stop consistent upward trend. Again, just make sure that you manage your risk and that you set up certain criteria that the stock has to meet before you invest in it. But I'm going to set my alerts and making sure that all right. So if you guys could see the margin from $39 to $40 doesn't offer huge potential. I mean, it's a $40 stock, so it offers 2.53%. But what it comes down to is, especially if you're just starting out, investing in low cap stocks are probably not going to be the best option for you. The reason I say that, you might get lucky from time to time, but like a majority of you guys might think, it comes down to, you know, you don't want to treat this, invest in the stock market as something that's based on luck or hope. You want to make sure that you have a true understanding of what it is that you're investing in. I think investing in quality stocks such as like something like this, as in what I label as a quality stock, this is not something that you have to invest in, but investing in quality stocks that you see value in, that you see a consistent upward trend or can identify a trend that you can capitalize on, then those are the biggest areas of opportunity that I see value in, especially for new traders. I saw when I first started trading and investing in low cap stocks less than $1, I saw more red days than green days. When I started to focus and really focus on stocks that met certain criteria and were a little bit over $5 to $10, then it came down to seeing that my success rate was much greater because I truly understood the risk involved and as well as what it was that I was investing in. It doesn't mean that if you're starting out that you shouldn't be investing in stocks less than $1. I'm just saying that there's sometimes more risk involved. And if you guys know anything about our group of Tech Solutions, we have Brad, who's our OTC stock group leader, and he leads a group chat where people, there's a member that made $28,000, if I'm not mistaken, trading a stock that was less than one penny. Understanding that there's always profit to be made in every market, it just comes down to identifying the market that you see value in and that you're comfortable investing in. If you are not understanding the market, if you are not, being able to break down stocks and identify potential yourself, then you probably should not be investing in that specific market. You should always have an understanding of the market you're investing in, as well as with the risk involved. But that's, I think, a really nice setup for MU. So I identify a profit margin from 39 to 40, as you guys can see right here. So I'm going to try to see if I can get in at a better price point at 39. But if it breaks above 40, then I would not see why it would not continue seeing an upward trend based on its previous days.
You do 3 more quickly.
All right, I'll do it a little bit quicker.
Here you go. Huge one. XXII.
That's the one I traded. XXII. That's the one I traded on Friday. So I think this one's a little bit overpriced where it currently stands. I thought it was a good trade for Friday because of the pullback that we were able to capture. And this is something that I talked about on my previous live stream. So if you guys caught the previous live stream that I filmed on Friday, it comes down to it had a really nice pump during pre-market hours. That's when it saw all its pump. And this is a trend that I've talked about before and that I talk about in the lesson library. It's talking about when pre-market stocks see a bunch of hype, and then when the market actually opens, it sees huge pullbacks. AMD is very infamous for this. Understanding that, I continued to call out the bounces off the golden VWAP, and people were making 5 to 10% profit margins on these, or to making 5 to 10% profit off these specific callouts. And again, something that the team, if you guys joined us for the Discord group chat, we were in the live chat, and it was me and another member that were taking a position on XXII, and we called out the resistance at $3.50 nonstop. And throughout the entire day, if you guys could see, this is all intraday, it did not break above 350. That wall, that cap that it had at 350 was huge. So overall, the support, the golden VWAP was a good indicator on when to get in, and the 350 resistance was a good indicator on when to get out. Overall, I mean, the purple VWAP was a good indicator on when to get out as well, but it was just such a solid play. What do I think most likely is going to happen? Well, it's breaking again below the purple VWAP, and if it continues this trend, then, I mean, buying at the bounce off the golden VWAP doesn't sound like a bad idea. Would I consider swing trading this stock? Heck no. 100% no. Would I consider day trading this stock? Yes, if I see that it's continuing its trend of bouncing off the golden VWAP, seeing an upward trend, and that I can sell at the resistance, either at the 350 price point or the purple VWAP. So that's pretty much it for XXI. I do see potential if it continues seeing an upward trend. I don't if it sees a pullback. And based on what I'm seeing that it was seen during after market hours, I see this most likely coming back down. If it breaks below $3, then that's really when we're going to see this thing really push back down to its, probably more suitable price point. So
MNKD.
MNKD. You are literally calling out all the stocks that saw like 100% growth last week.
Oh, we don't mess around, man.
Well, the thing with this is these stocks saw so much growth within that past week that the hype and the demand dies out, that now this entire week most likely we're going to see, because the demand and the hype, there's going to be new trending stocks, and it's most likely not going to be LINU. It's most likely not going to be MNKD. It's most likely not going to be XXII. The demand is going to die out, and unfortunately for those that bag held that stock, then they're going to be the ones that are going to be experiencing that downward trend. It's always not 100%, but then those that are truly overpumped and way overhyped, then I would only assume that these things are going to be pulling back to their normal price points of about $1 to $2. With that being said, MNKD, it's very simple. It's been consolidating really at that $5 price point. Hasn't been really moving that much. It did have pretty solid pullbacks, which is great. So for those that were able to buy low, we're able to sell at the resistance that it had at $5, which was the previous support. So I think $5 is a really critical point. If it continues to hold above $5, then that's great. It offers a lot of potential for an upward trend. But if it continues to hold below $5, then I would not see why I would want to invest in. If anything, I would short MNKD if it continues to hold below $5. I think that this one is way overpriced. And only looking at it on a 30-day analysis, you can see that it came from $1 to $2. And I think it's only time until it starts seeing that downward trend. So definitely not a swing trade. All right, last one.
SQNS.
SQNS. Who called this one out?
40 people.
Oh, I see. Buy the dip. Just kidding. Don't, if you don't see value in it. Okay, so thank you guys for the call out. At first, I was going to be like, well, what the heck? Why are we calling this one out? If you guys see, again, something that I love trading, especially calling them out right before they pop, is these gap stocks. This is what we call them. They have huge margins that, they dropped overnight and then they opened at, like horrible lows. Just imagine you bought it at $3 and later to find out the following day that it's down to, $1.88. That's 36% loss. But if we could buy in at $2 and sell at the previous resistance, previous support at $3, which is going to be the new resistance, that's 50% potential for profit. So I think that's huge. I'm adding this one to my watch list. Where's the pencil? Who called this one out?
A lot of people, like literally 40 people.
Really?
Yeah.
Executing this. I just want to make sure that I'm going to post my top 5 stocks in the TechBud Solutions group chat, in the Facebook group, and in the Discord group, and I want to make sure that this is one of them. I'm going to break it down for you guys, and I'm going to make it very simple because I know I've taken way too much of your guys' time. Overall, it has this margin of profit. Previous support is $3, which makes $3 a new resistance. New resistance is $2, which will most likely lead to a critical breakout or a technical breakout if it can break and hold above $2. With that being said, it's very simple. I'm going to set my alert if it breaks above $2, and if it does, it has the potential to fill that margin from $2 to $3, which offers a 50% potential for profit. If it does not hold above $2 and sees another pullback, I'm going to cut my losses right away because I don't want to ride this $2 stock down to its $1.84 support. Overall, that potential for loss is 7.95%. And that's if I ride it all the way down. So I think I can have a very simple plan. If it breaks above 2, great, I'll buy anything above 2. If it continues to see that upward trend, I plan to sell anything as long as the demand is there. I plan to hold it if, it continues to see an upward trend. Overall, I see the resistance, the technical support, previous support, which is going to be the new resistance at $3. So I see that to be a huge margin of profit. But if it breaks below $2, there's no way that I'm going to hold for anything more than 1 or 2%. And because this is such a low cap stock, I'm most likely going to stop loss out if it does break below $2 because it needs to lose 2 cents for it to be 1%. So I lose, 4 cents. So that would be it dropping to $1.96, and I would stop loss out if I get filled at $2. With that being said, I feel like the potential for profit is much greater than the potential for loss. Therefore, I see that this could be a stock worth investing in. If you don't, simply don't trade it. This is just me talking about my strategy of focusing on stocks with huge gaps. And the reason that I asked you who said this is because now I feel like a lot of our traders are now focusing on trading stocks that have gaps, and I think they're really seeing the value in that, and that's one of the coolest things. I hope that was a technique, and it doesn't have to be for me, but I hope it's something that I did to kind of spark you and guide you in the right direction. But yeah, so let me go ahead and see. My live chat is not loading. I can't see anything. Is yours loading? Oh, there we go.
There it is.
All right, guys. So that gap, though. But yeah, that's really just it. So thank you guys again for everything that you guys do. For all those that signed up for the lesson library and the mentorship program, again, we're going to be accepting the first 300 people for the mentorship program. After that, the 300 people are filled. Then we're going to follow up and get the next set of 300 people and follow up with another month-long membership for the following 300 people. Other than that, for those that are asking what program, I think I still have the link. There you go. Please don't forget, for those that are part of TechBud Solutions, please don't forget to use that TechBud Solutions coupon code. It's TechBuds50. You'll get $50 off the lesson library. And for all those that are signing up right now, we'll get a $50 affiliate code. So just to thank you guys again for everything that you guys have done for us. For all those that are joining us for the first time and don't know what it is that I am providing, again, feel free to take a look around and browse my YouTube channel. If you guys see value in me, great. We would love to have you as a part of the team. Other than that, I just want to make sure that you guys understand that there's profit to be made in every market. There's no question about that. But because we're all so unique and we are all wired in a different way, you want to make sure that the market that you invest in is something that you see value in and that you understand. With that being said, I just want to make sure that you guys continue working as hard as you can in every market that you guys choose to pursue. And I will be following up with all those that are going to be joining us for the lesson library with a welcome email. Thanking you guys again for being a part of TechBud Solutions and the lesson library for Learn, Plan, Profit. And I hope that I can continue sparking There's just so many messages, especially within the past week, that I've been receiving that people, I think, that just wanted to be a part of the mentorship have messaged me, letting me know how I've had a positive impact in their life. People, pursuing, their own business, people investing in different markets such as real estate, and people just talking about how I've actually helped them change their major in the university that they're attending because I've opened their eyes in a different market. And that's one of the biggest things. If you guys are not in any, I'm going to continue doing what it is that I do for TechBud Solutions 100%, and I will only continue to bring, more content. And I will continue to ask you guys, what it is that you guys want me to provide, and I'll continue to do that. Other than that, the lesson library is for those that are going to want to take it a little bit more serious, and that I can dedicate a group that's a little bit more secluded and private, so I can focus on those members that are really trying to take the market to the next level. With that being said, that's really just it. So feel free to reach out to me. The best way to reach out to me is within the TechBud Solutions Discord group chat. If you guys are a part of the lesson library now, there's going to be an email that's going to be sent out to you on the best way you can reach out to me, and all the details about how to schedule the one-to-one video calls with me, how to access this private group chat, and there's just wait for that email. It's everything super structured. So I'm super excited. Thank you guys again for everything that you guys do. Continue working hard, continue following your dreams, and like always, guys, let your passion be what drives you in your success. We're going to have Justin answering a couple questions, as well as I'm going to be answering a couple questions after this live stream is over, because I'm sure that there's going to be a couple questions that people are going to have, and that's really just it. So have the 300 people have been selected. I'm not even checking how many people have signed up or anything like that. That's not something. I wanted to really make sure that I was answering people's questions, and that I had Justin to answer people's questions. So again, huge shout out to Justin for helping me out. Again, he's one of my partners for TechBud Solutions. And if it weren't for him, TechBud Solutions would not be what it is today, and being able to provide this free service for everyone. And also for the lesson library and the Learn Plan Profit, it would not be here today if it weren't for him and all the, assistance that he's been giving me and the support that he's been really, instilling in me. So thank you guys again for everything that you guys do. I've said this 3 times. I hope you guys have an amazing Sunday. Like always, guys, we will see you tomorrow, 15 minutes before the market opens. I actually have a really good idea for tomorrow's live stream, and I'm not too sure if I'm going to go live. All I know is that I think you guys are going to really like the video that I'm going to be coming out with tomorrow. It's something that no one has ever done before that I think can really help out those that are just starting out investing in the stock market. For those that are already part of TechBud Solutions, join the voice channels within the Discord group. We have so many talented and profitable day traders there that I know that they can solely, guide you in the right direction. Thank you guys. Like always, let's make sure that we win the year on a green note. Take care, team.